What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today we are going to be touring some houses. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. This is normally more of a makeup artistry and lifestyle channel, and my husband and I are in the process of becoming first-time homeowners, and I wanted to document it, for memories, and just because I think it would be really cool to share. I feel like a lot of people don't really go into depth on what the home buying process is like, so that is what I'm hoping to share with you. So if you'd like to check out the other videos in my series, the playlist will be up above. But today we are going to be looking at, I think it's 5 houses that I have to share with you guys. We did go and look at a couple other houses earlier in the week, but it was our first time out, so I didn't film any of it. But I love watching apartment tours and house tours. So you guys are going to walk around with us. The way that the market is currently, a lot of homes are able to sell just off of open houses. So unfortunately, we didn't really get a lot of private showings. A lot of the houses, the first available showing was an open house. So don't mind all the people that you see. I know it makes it a little bit annoying looking at the houses. I wish that they were private showings. So I hope you guys enjoy the houses and the journey with me. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see more about the house buying process. But let's look at the first house. We're starting off in the main bedroom of this house. Decent sized closet. Didn't really love the bathtub so close to the toilet situation. This is where it's like I would be fine with a little smaller of a bedroom if it meant the bathroom space was bigger and more spaced out. So here we have a second bedroom. You could see that the carpet wasn't laid and stretched properly, so it's something that would need to be redone. But it's just an older house from, I think it was early 80s, and it had a really nice fireplace, which is more for aesthetics here in the desert. A lot of older homes also seem to have the sunrooms. So here is the kitchen. In a lot of these houses, the laundry room is right off the garage, which is also right off the kitchen. The kitchen was a decent sized space. I like the little eating nook and how it was kind of separate. But yeah, a lot of these older houses that we looked at seem to have sunrooms, which if I was back in the Midwest, I would absolutely want a required sunroom because I think they're so nice. But here in Arizona, it's hard to enjoy them because it just gets it's like a hot box essentially. And I also didn't love the yard space. It was just very concrete and very kind of cold and boxed in, and as you can see, the pool need resurfacing. Needs a lot of work. The carpet wasn't stretched. It looks like it wasn't installed nicely. It's definitely a project house, and we are not looking for a project house like that. We want something to do minor improvements on, not something that needs major improvements, and the pool would need resurfacing, and it looks like it's looking a little bit like a money pit. Personally, for us, it would be a great house to flip, or if you're really into renovating, but that is just not it for us. On to house number 2. This is one of the houses in the photos that you could tell it was a flipped house, it was a renovated house. Things were done in the last recent years, but it's also one of those houses where things looked a lot nicer in the photos than they did in person. It's also not really translating the best on video, but it was just kind of dingy, and the kitchen, the drawers weren't sitting right in the kitchen. It just seemed like they band-aided a lot, if that makes sense. But this is a main bedroom area. You have closets on both sides, and I do love the higher, more modern countertops as a taller person. Again, the bathroom's all right. I personally would want a separate tub and shower. That's a unique area to have the French doors open to the add-on. It was just a little bit unique with the layout and what they did with the add-on. So here is the second bedroom. I thought it was cool how there was a ledge. I was like, oh, our cat would love sitting on that looking out the window. And this is the other
bathroom and the third bedroom. The laundry is just kind of like in a closet area instead of its own room. So again, this house was one that was a little bit smaller in the square feet, but the rooms were really decent sizes. I mean, it was like a nice blank canvas, like you would have to repaint, and you would have to fix some of the stuff in the kitchen, and the countertops were laminate, so it would just need a little bit of work. But this is the add-on, which was described as a sunroom. It's just a little bit of an awkward space, just kind of like, what would you do with it? I'm sure you could find some way to make it really unique and make it work, but it just wasn't quite for us. I did like seeing the uniqueness of the layout in the house, though.
Okay, well, that house, it has potential. Like, again, it's a project house, not as much as the first house, but it's just funny because, like, the pictures obviously are photoshopped, and it's, like, kind of like, oh, is it gonna look as nice as the photos? And with this house, it's just weird because it looks like it was recently done, but there was like stuff that was broken, like the laminate was literally peeling off the island, so I was confused about that. It looked really, really dirty inside. I don't know how well that's going to pick up on camera, but it was just really dirty inside, and even though it looked like it was kind of recently redone, it looks like you would still need to redo the whole kitchen anyway. And the sunroom was kind of weird. For us, we were kind of thinking like, why did they leave the window panes in to the addition? Like Joe was saying, it would be really cool if they took the window panes out and like turned it into bookshelves or like shelving or something, and that would be really cool. But again, it's a little bit more project than what we're looking for. The layout wasn't the best, so it seemed a lot smaller. So that wasn't it. And this is me being awkward over here by myself because no one else wants to be on camera, really. So I'm filming the intro after I already saw it, but it looked really promising from the photos. It had really nice sunset views. It had like a really nice tiled pool, so it looked pretty promising. But the red flag is a next door neighbor. It looks like it's a retired gentleman and he is just doing all kinds of projects. He has a bunch of cars he's working on in the driveway. Music was kind of loud, and it looks like he's also working on a project on the roof. So it's kind of like, I don't know about that, but let's go ahead and look through.
So when you walk in the front door, you're automatically in the living space area. I appreciate that this wasn't smaller than what it was. A lot of these houses seem to have like a split floor plan, like the living room and kitchen are on one side and the bedrooms are all on the other side. So we're just going to walk straight back through the kitchen. We'll have a better look at the kitchen when we come back in. But here we're opening up to the outdoor space. I appreciate the patch of grass off to the side so our dog would have somewhere to run around. And then this is a nice little chill covered patio area. And the pool was really nice. It was tiled, which is pretty rare because it's very expensive to have a tiled pool. So back into the kitchen, a lot of houses that we looked at had this color blue in the kitchen. So like, I wonder what year that was a trend to paint your walls that color. So the shelving unit does take up some space, but it had really nice like crown molding on it. It was pretty, which you'll see right now. So that was a nice touch. So now we're going to go to the two bedrooms. It looks like they had speakers or something on the floor, and of course the laundry room off the garage. But it looks like they had speakers on the floor. It was just random patches of flooring missing. I don't know what it was for. The realtor thought maybe they had speakers installed on the floor. So it looks like they recently renovated the bathrooms. The bedrooms were an okay size. They were a little bit smaller. Again, the layout of this house and the square footage was just like a little tight for us personally. And you can especially see that here in the main bedroom. The bed is cornered off and there's shelving behind you that's taking up a lot of space, but that's because there's not a decent sized closet in the main bedroom either. So the countertops are really nice because they were recently redone, but it was too small of a space and the main bedroom just felt very cramped.
the neighbor honestly is what completely was like, no, this is a hard pass for us, just because we need it to be more quiet during the daytime. But the last house that we're going to look at has been on our mind all week. My cousin actually sent me the link to it when we were looking at houses the other day, Tuesday. It had just gone onto the market. They said that they weren't showing until the open house today. And we kind of have had a hard time looking at and envisioning other houses because we had tunnel vision, because the pictures look so good. So I'm hoping it looks just as good in person as it did in the photos. And I'm also anticipating a lot of people being at this house because it has hundreds of saves on Zillow. So I'm just gonna roll into the last house now.
We are starting off in the yard because it is a really nice yard and there was the least amount of people in the yard. So for us, this was the first house that had the larger square footage. I feel like my husband was a little hesitant on looking at houses that were like, he was like wanting to look at houses around 1,400 square feet, which is just too small for us. We need something that's at least 16 to 1,900 square feet. I think that would be our sweet spot. So this is like the first bigger house square footage wise that we saw. But there's a nice little side yard, a lot of room for entertaining. The pool was nice. You can see all the little buggies flying around. But the outdoor space was great. You didn't have neighbors right on top of you. So this is when you walk in from the patio. I really liked the kitchen layout. The kitchen, you really wouldn't need to do much, but we'll touch on the kitchen in the after video chat because there were some issues with it. It looks great on camera, but in person, again, things aren't picking up like they would. So this is the front area. You walk into the door. I envision making that little space my studio. I thought it would be perfect for it. And the guest bathroom is actually really nice and spacious. It didn't feel crammed in there like some of the other houses. So many people. So this is this second bedroom. Yes, bedroom number 2. It can make for a really great office like they have set up. It had a little mini walk-in closet back over here, which is nice for storage. And then in the back of the house, you have bedroom number 3, along with a little linen closet. Oh, sorry for all the awkward shots. Open houses are the worst, but this is the third bedroom. So like both of the 2 extra bedrooms had really great space. And again, it was just such a nice bonus that there were little walk-in closets just for more space. So now I'm going to walk you back through the other side of the house so we can look at the main bedroom and the main bathroom. And there's also a second, like the living room space we haven't seen yet. So again, this would make a really great studio space in my opinion. I kind of like that it was right off the door. I just think that it's super cool. So here is a living room space. It's a pretty decent size. Again, it has a fireplace. Are you going to be using a fireplace in Arizona? No, but I love the aesthetic of a fireplace. I don't know if it's because I'm from the Midwest or what the deal is. But again, the main bedroom is a pretty decent size. It wasn't too big. And if we get a second, we will move into the bathroom. So I really liked how spacious this bathroom is. It just felt like there was room to breathe. I like that there was a separate soaking tub because that was like a must for me, even though it was rusting and disgusting and you would have to replace the shower and the bathtub because the shower had mold in it. But walk-in closet was a good size. But yeah, I just really enjoyed that there was room to breathe in this house and you just didn't feel so cramped in it, if that makes sense. So when you walk out of the main bedroom, the other half of the house is literally just the laundry space off of the garage again, and I show you the garage. So when I'm wrapping this up, I talk about how dirty the house is, and you're going to hear me say that throughout the house tour series. Obviously, it's not the end of the world because a house can be cleaned. It's just off-putting, but it was also more so like I just didn't get that feeling of like we could live here. And for me, just seeing how dirty a space is just off-putting unless it's the right house.
Okay, I am back home. Um, so for the last house, it just like, it was so dirty. Again, like the photos, it looked like amazing. And like the layout, I was like, this is perfect. You know, the little dining room off the front door, I'm like, that could be my studio area. And then we would have a bedroom to turn into an office. And then we would still have a second bedroom or a second guest room that could be a guest room along with the main bedroom. So, and then like the living area didn't look too big, it didn't look too small, the kitchen area looked pretty spaced out. So I had really high hopes, and of course it's a bonus that it has a pool. We live in a desert, we want a pool, okay? Like, we either need a house that has a pool or to be able to put one in for next year. So, it was kind of hard to tell with so many people that were in it while I was shooting the video, but some people cleared out and I was really able to get a good look at the house, and I started noticing how dingy it was. There were a lot of dings in the walls. There were like holes, and it was just so dirty. Like the cabinets, I was like, oh, is it like supposed to look rustic, like a little worn? But when I got closer, I'm like, no, it's literally packed and caked in dirt. And for me, that's the kind of job where you would have to hire a team to clean the house, which we hope to do regardless, but it was just surprising how dirty it was. Honestly, the master bathroom was a little bit of a disaster. The tub would have to be replaced, which isn't a big cost, but it's a project. And the shower in the main bedroom had mold growing in it. So it was just really dirty. They had 3 different litter boxes in the garage, and it just stank like cat piss so strongly. It was just disgusting. The backyard was full of dog poop, so it just smelled really bad, and it was just really off-putting how dirty it was. And the living room was a little bit smaller than what we would hope, and we just were like, for the price, it's just not what we wanted. And I'm just saying all these more negative things because that was a house we were most excited to go see. But yeah, that is the houses that we have seen so far. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. If you like more home videos in the next couple of months, obviously I'll be doing more content like that. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.